Okay.
Hi, welcome back to the Blue Streak Sports Talk. I'm Madison Varner here with Keenan Glago, Simon Beach, and Owen Stewart.
Oh,
But the arrow's going this way.
To start off today's episode, we're going to be talking about possibly one of the biggest no calls in NFL history that happened last week in the conference championships against the LA Rams and the New Orleans Saints. So, what were your thoughts about the play and reviewing penalties in situations like this? I guess we'll start with you, Simon.
All right. So, what's the dude's first name? Bradley Coleman, whatever. Bradley Roby. What's his first
Nickel
name?
Roby Coleman.
Roby Coleman. Okay. Yeah. So, in his interview after the game, he was like, "Well, I mean, you gotta respect the call. They called it no pass interference, so I guess no pass interference." But if you watch the game, I mean, you didn't even have to watch the game. If you watched the replay, you saw this Tommy Lee Lewis, poor guy, his first target of the whole entire game, running out the wheel route. He just plays he does not look at the ball at all. Oh, Roby Coleman, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
And then, so he just plows right into Tommy Lee Lewis. Before the ball gets there, I saw a very funny thing. It was like the cornerback was Donald Trump, and Tommy Lee Lewis was like White House workers, and the ball was the paycheck. I was weak. And then, but yes, so that was a very, very crucial call because the Saints would have been set up like first and goal, probably the 10, and would have had a chance to run out the clock, and probably could have beat those Los Angeles Rams, but they didn't have an opportunity to. Well, no, I'll let y'all go.
All right. Well, as Simon got into and as seen around the nation, yeah, it was a terrible call. I mean, the dude hit him probably a half second before the ball even got there. Again, he didn't look back to the ball. Even in a Madden simulation of the same play, they called a penalty on it. So, like, it was pass interference. That's not a secret. But the whole concept of reviewing penalties is just ridiculous. Every NFL game takes too long as is. And if you're reviewing every pass interference call, you're going to see games taking 4.5, 5 hours because there's so many pass interference calls, and it's all a judgment call. Like, it's very rare you see an official screw one up that badly, and the fact that it was in that big of a scene is just unfortunate. So,
All right. So I have mixed feelings about it. About the play itself. I think it obviously, and everyone can agree, it was a blown call, but the Saints had three opportunities two opportunities to stop the Rams after that play, and an opportunity
To win
in overtime to win it. But Drew Brees threw an interception. So if the Saints, all Saints fans are like, we deserve to win that game. If they deserved to win that game, they could have won on the three opportunities they had. The Rams after that play deserved the win, and that being said, I do believe in reviewing penalties, but not every single penalty. I think it should be something that you can challenge. You have a certain amount of challenges. It won't really extend the game any further than as is, maybe a little bit. But once coaches realize that they're burning challenges on penalties all the time, it's going to, in the end, control itself. So, yeah, I think that you should be able to challenge penalties. I've believed that for a while.
Okay, so staying with the NFL, both the conference championship games went into overtime, and there's been a lot of talk about the rules needing to change. So, what do y'all think should be changed about the overtime rules, Keenan?
So I think that it would be interesting to see it run more like other sports, like basketball, just basketball. Yeah, if it was like an extra quarter. Because if you look at the Patriots Chiefs game, had the Chiefs gotten the ball, I think there's no doubt they would have won that game. So really, that game was decided on the flip of a coin, literally.
Yep.
So, in a game that crucial with two obviously high-powered offenses, you can't rely the game on a coin toss. It makes more sense just to have an extra quarter. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I almost think, like, watching college football for so many years and how exciting those games are, I think that it almost makes more sense just to play it like college football. Maybe not start at the 25 because NFL kickers are better start at like the 35 or the 40 because that's like a guaranteed 3 points if you start at 25. But I think it's a good idea to spice it up a little bit, go with something different, and that way it gives both teams a chance. Like you said, like Patrick Mahomes would have led a game-winning drive if the Chiefs got the ball first, and I have all the confidence that he would have tied the game if he had gotten a chance. But unfortunately, we'll never get to know that, and we get to watch Tom Brady in the Super Bowl again. So good job, NFL.
Who called
That's
Okay.
not King.
Bro, Eagles should have been there.
that? Watch episode.
So let me talk.
Zero.
So, I think that so the NFL shouldn't quite moderate like how much time is played or where the ball starts. I think they should just like each team has one drive, kind of similar to college. But so the rule in place right now is if you kick a field goal, the other team has a chance to like go down and either kick a field goal or score a touchdown. But if you score a touchdown first, the game's over. So I think that they should just change that so both teams get like one possession and see what happens, and then if they're tied after that, then go to another one.
I like
Like
it.
a touchdown each or a field goal and a field goal, or touchdown and a field goal could decide the game. So yeah.
Okay, with the Super Bowl right around the corner, what are some things y'all are looking for in the matchup between the Rams and the Patriots?
Who goes first?
Who goes first?
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Madison. I'll start then. Okay. So, number one thing I'm looking at is can the Rams play in coverage like they did against the Saints? Obviously, Nickel Roby-Coleman did not play very well in coverage on that play, but aside from that, they did a really good job of locking down Saints receivers. I thought Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib were very good, both in man and zone. And if you can shut down Drew Brees in a primetime playoff game, you can definitely shut down Tom Brady with his declining arm. Don't hate me for it; it's true.
Big ol'
But
flex.
yes, so I think that the way those corners and those safeties play, whether they're able to force a turnover, I think that's going to be the deciding impact of the game. One or two turnovers could end up deciding this year's Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm looking to see what the Rams defensive line can do. They've got clearly an incredibly talented and muscular, fit-looking D-line. But I really think it's going to be a battle between can the Patriots and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady outsmart the defense of the Rams. Obviously, we know Belichick has a couple tricks up his sleeve, whether that's scheming things,
Looking at
playbooks, deflating balls, or calling amazing plays in the right moments. Whatever it may be. Yeah, whatever it may be, it's going to be a battle between grit and talent in the Rams and smarts and experience in the Patriots. So, yeah, it's kind of tough to tell at this point what's going to go down. But, yeah.
I think it'll come down to the Rams' ability to stop the run. They held Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram combined to 41 yards. That's like
Not very many yards.
20 and a half yards each. And Sonny Michel complete that. He was probably the reason that the Patriots won. He had like 2 touchdowns and like 130 yards. He'll kill the Chiefs. So if Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald are able to stuff up the line like they were against the Saints, I think that they might have a pretty good chance.
Okay. Moving over to college basketball, there's a huge ACC matchup between number 1 Duke and number 4 UVA on Saturday.
Ooh.
Duke came away with the 2-point win. So what do you guys notice most about the game, and what are your reactions? Owen, do you want to start?
This is what I noticed most. The line was Duke -3. And it was a 4-point game with about 5 seconds left. UVA hits a meaningless shot, and all these bettors' money just went out the window. Yeah, they just lost a bunch of money. And I think Zion Williamson is absolutely unstoppable. I really don't know how that man is so athletic despite looking like a monster.
Tank.
Yeah, he is a tank. Like, the man is, what, 6'8",
6'7",
275. It's ridiculous.
He's
And
6'7" to
but
85.
close enough. He is going to be a stud in the NBA. He's almost unstoppable, honestly.
I think that not only Zion, but also freaking RJ Barrett. That man is bananas. Zion and RJ Barrett combined for 57 of Duke's 72 points. How How many points did other people score? 72 minus 57.
15.
15 points by everybody else on Duke. That is absolutely insane. So I think that Duke will have a nice little run, but not quite win the ACC.
And who will win the ACC, Simon?
Well, either
If you said
UVA
Virginia Tech,
I'm not
I
gonna
might
say
smack
Virginia,
you.
no.
Okay.
Probably going to be UNC's looking good now.
UNC's 5-1, yeah, in the ACC.
UVA is still confirmed, but well,
Bro, University of Buffalo is going to win March Madness.
there you go. There you have it. Early March Madness picks.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think it's no surprise that Duke won that game. I mean, we knew it was gonna be competitive. And actually, with all those weapons you talked about, I mean, Zion's a monster, and so I'm surprised that UVA actually kept it to 2 points. Yeah, we knew it was gonna be a competitive game because UVA is a good team as a whole, but I thought Duke would crush them. They actually kept it pretty close. Could have won it. Yeah.
They definitely could have won it. Kyle Guy could not shoot for the majority of that game. He was
So much.
breaking so many
Yeah.
shots. And they play again in a couple weeks at John Paul Jones, so it might be a different outcome in a different setting. So be on the lookout.
Okay, for the final segment, we'll play Rate the Play. So the first play is Tom Brady's game-winning drive.
Wait, rate it out of what?
Out of
1 to 10.
I'm not impressed. This drive goes to Tony Romo for predicting every
Yeah,
single
for
third
real.
down play.
Okay,
I can't lie, he's kind of right. I didn't think it was all that impressive purely because of the fact that, like, I don't think you can call it a game-winning drive when the Chiefs
If
don't
they
even
don't
get
have
a
an
chance.
opportunity.
Yeah. I don't think you can call it a game-winning drive when there's no opportunity for the other team to come back. So, yeah, it was great. But all in all, Rex Burkhead did a majority of the work, and that's slightly unfortunate for
That's slightly
the
not
Chiefs
Tom
that they
Brady.
let Rex Burkhead do the majority of the work. So, yeah, that's a 6.
I'm giving it an 8.694 because okay, well first because it's impressive.
How do you justify that number?
Okay, I give it an 8 because it's impressive that he does this time and time again. It's annoying, but it's impressive, and you got to give him that because obviously he's been doing it for 40 or not. He's been doing it for 20 years, and you'd think someone would predict what he's gonna do, but no, he comes out and it seems like every clutch moment has a game-winning drive like that. But I'm not giving it the full 10 because Tony Romo called every play that he did, and that was actually weird. I hate Tony Romo; he's disgusting. But that was really weird. I think someone should sign him as defensive coordinator. And I gave it the 0.694 because it was 2 drives. He had the one in the fourth quarter and the one in overtime. So
And Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's first Super Bowl started with the Patriots.
Rams.
Started with the Rams. Patriots dynasty is going to end with the Rams.
it was the greatest show on turf, and Kurt Warner and them against. Now it's the greatest show
That's
in the Coliseum.
annoying that you don't want to watch in your Patriots.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the next thing is DeMarcus Cousins returning with the Golden State Warriors.
Man's fouled out.
Yeah. Good for him coming back from an injury. He had a lot of doubters, and then he went to the freaking powerhouse team because he's a loser. No, I'm just kidding. He should have come to DC. We would have loved him, but yeah, 2 because he fouled out. This man needs to
He only played 15 minutes.
keep his hands off the other team.
Yeah, the
Fouled out
fact,
in 15 minutes.
think about it, he had a foul every 2.5 minutes, which is kind of inexcusable for an NBA player. And I honestly don't see any way he's going to be the same player he once was with the Warriors. He's probably the 5th scoring option on that team. He's not going to be utilized like he has been in the past. And as much as he might think that it's going to be okay because he's going to be winning titles, a lot of guys like that cannot handle it, and it's going to end up being it's going to be more of a Draymond KD situation, but like a DeMarcus literally everybody else situation. and I'm excited to see where he goes next team. So
Okay, so the next
Yeah.
topic is Greg Zerline's game-winning field goal for the Rams. Okay, 10.
Giving this a 107 out of 10. Because 57 yards is not easy to do. That was a tied a postseason record for the longest field goal in postseason history. So, there you have it.
I hit it with a 130 squared. That is a very high number for any of you guys who are not the best at math. I don't know the answer, but I know it's really high. Main reason for that, not only was it a 57-yard field goal, he did it at the Superdome. They were basically saying that New Orleans was having mini earthquakes because of how loud that stadium was being during that game. He did it in overtime in the NFC Championship game. Super Bowl on the line, on the road against the number 1 seed in the playoffs at their place. All the factors were stacked against him, not to mention the fact that it was 57 yards. I mean, that's less than 10 yards from the NFL record. So I think that's pretty crazy that he was able to hit that. I definitely wasn't expecting him to hit it.
All right.
Y'all really expecting for me to hit?
So I'm giving it a 9.363. I didn't know we were doing the you could actually go above 10 thing. Because there were 2 dimes, first of all. And like you said, it was in a pumping stadium in the Superdome, which I feel like my living room was shaking watching the game. And not to mention he made 2. Not just one. Not the one in regulation, which was a bomb, but then the one in overtime, which was also a dime. 2 clutch kicks. Not to mention the fact that there's been kickers who are trash, and
Blair Walsh.
missing the clutch field goals this year. Not adding Cody Parkey and Adam Vinatieri. Yeah, it was kind of a sigh of relief to see a kicker finally be able to make it in the clutch moment. Good for him. He kicked it down. Now go and beat the Patriots.
Please beat the Patriots.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Skirt?
Happy birthday, dear Medical Barter. Happy birthday to you.
Okay. Well, that concludes today's episode of Blue Streak Sports. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here next week.